It's time for Catching Up with Carley, presented by Meijer. And today I'm very pleased to be joined by dear friend, former Red Wings and Fox Sports Detroit analyst, Mickey Redmond. How's it going, Mick?
Well, it's going. Been a long 9 months, that's for sure. But I think we've got a lot more in the rear view mirror than we do in the front. So that's good news. And the best news of all is we're going to get our game back. And it seems like it's January 13th. So can't wait for that.
Absolutely. And let's talk about that January 13th start date for the NHL. That puts the Red Wings at between Christmas and New Year's Eve for training camp. This is obviously a much shorter training camp than we're used to. So do you think that could affect the Red Wings, their development at all?
No, I don't think so. These guys are, they're pretty much 24/7 anyway, all year long. And the fact that they haven't played in a competitive game, I guess, for 9 months could be a bit of an issue. But you know what? They're young. They're in great shape. They're chomping at the bit. They're eager to get going. They're eager to clean up on what happened last year. Which, if it was going to go wrong last year, it did, and that resulted in only 17 wins. It was pretty dismal that way. So they can't wait to get after it, and I don't think it's going to be a major deal at all. And the way the game is played these days, it's a little more wide open. There are a lot more giveaways and mistakes. It's, I think, probably more entertaining for the fans, except for the goalies and the coaches and the managers. But that's just going to, I think, add to the allure of getting the game back and having that excitement and that entertainment and that up and down kind of hockey that we're used to.
The lineup's looking a little different this year. We have some new guys coming into Hockey Town: Bobby Ryan, Troy Stetcher, John Merrill, Thomas Greiss, and Vladislav Nemesnikov. Are these guys that you're looking at that will bring a lot of meat to the team and a lot of depth, or how do you think they'll add to the Red Wings team?
Well, I think for the most part, the signings that Steve made are adding depth in the experience department for sure, which is very important when you've got a young team. For a while, I think NHL teams, they went away from veteran guys in the room, and I think that hurts a lot of young players. They have nobody to look to, and I don't mean necessarily on the ice, but off the ice, and just trying to be good citizens and do what you do every day when you're not playing hockey. When you think about it, it's a short period of time. You practice, you play games, you travel, do your thing. There's a lot of off and downtime, and a lot of young guys need direction at their ages. And we went away from a lot of older guys in the game as an institution, not necessarily the Red Wings, but I think that was a mistake. And I think now they're beginning to understand the value in individuals that have been around the game a long time. They've got some age under their belt, and they can help guide these young players both on and off the ice. So I think the signings that Steve has made are they're specific to Bobby Ryan potentially scoring goals, trying to get his career back on track for sure. That kind of motivation is what you want a guy to have. In Stahl's case, they pick up a draft choice for future considerations for a guy that, yeah, he's making a bunch of money, but he's an experienced guy back on the blue line. He'll certainly help in the dressing room as well. Stetcher Merrill, who went to Michigan, we covered him when he was playing with Glendenning at the U of M a few years ago. So I think all in all, the experience that Steve has added to this team will be a big advantage for them. And obviously, they need to cut down on their goals against. They were very bad that way last year as a whole. And if they can score more goals, cut down on a few more at the other end, they'll be much more competitive. It'll make for a happy 56 game season if that's what we get in.
And hopefully we do. When we spoke about veterans, and we lost a few veterans in the off season. Hopefully we'll have some of these new guys to fulfill those spots. But talking about empty spots, there are jobs to be had on this team and a lot of young guys who are chopping at the bits. One in particular I have my eye on is Evgeny Svechnikov. This is a
Mhm.
very big training camp for him. Meg, what can you see coming out of this?
Well, unfortunately, Svechnikov has had the injuries that have really curtailed him. And boy, he's had really, if he's had any luck, it's been bad luck. So yeah, it's a critical year for him. He's at the end of his contract as well. So I don't know if there's anything he can learn to try to stay out of danger. The last one that he had just looked like a pure accident in behind the net where he tumbled and the knee went underneath him. But all in all, the bottom line is that's what it's all about for young players in this game. You have your opportunity, and boy, you've got to do everything you can to possibly take advantage of that opportunity and make management and coaches say, I can't take him out of the lineup. So for Svechnikov, he's a young, talented kid that hasn't had a chance because of injury to show it. So probably nobody more than him wants to have a good start and try to make the first 12 forwards that play every night on this team.
Another young guy I'm looking at, Giovanni Smith. He's someone who could really bring that rough and tumble play to the Red Wings lineup. I mean, you look at him and his style of play. We don't really have many guys like that on the Red Wings team right now. Do you think that's someone who could get called up and stay for this shortened season?
Certainly could. I mean, having covered the Red Wings with the Bruce brothers, with Probert and Koser for those years, but the game has changed, and Giovanni Smith he understands, as much as he brings that kind of a real passion and physicality to the game, and a bit of you hope a bit of fear in your opponents. He understands he's got to be able to contribute offensively and be good and solid defensively. The game has changed, and that kind of tough guy, only patrol sheriff with a badge on, it's gone. Unfortunately, took the fun away from most of the fans and me too. But that's the way it is. I mean, and Giovanni knows. He looked like he had a pretty good audition last year, and he'll get a chance to show himself this year. And who knows, with this craziness with the pandemic, hopefully we don't get anybody sick. But you know what?
Yeah.
Injuries are really a big prominent part of the game anymore. The way the game is played, the quickness of the game. So if he gets his chance again, I'm sure he's going to take every opportunity he can to try to foothold and stay here.
All right, I feel like I'm asking you about every player on this team, but it is fun to get to talk to you and pick your brain about it. I know we haven't had a captain for a couple seasons, but do you see this happening? Maybe Larkin will be wearing a C this season?
I don't know. I have no inside information on that, Carley. I'm wondering whether they'll just wait, until we hopefully, crossed our fingers, are able to go into September's training camp in 2021 with this aberration behind us and a little more stability in the organization and go there. That's my guess, that they may not do it for that reason, and that's not a bad reason, and it's not a knock against Dylan Larkin either. He's still very young. A lot of people say it's his team. Well, that's good, and he's okay with that. He's also okay with them not naming a captain as quickly as a lot of people would like it to happen. So, Steve is very well thought out and systematic in the way he does things. So, whatever he does, I'm sure it's going to be the right thing, whether it's to do it now or to wait until next September or next summer when the smoke clears from all this craziness.
We see the realignment of the divisions. Do you think, now we look at Detroit playing some of their old rivals, which is really cool, but do you think this could hurt the Red Wings, help the Red Wings, or completely indifferent? It doesn't really affect them in any which way.
I don't know. You're probably too young to remember Chuck Norris. Do you remember him? You know who that is?
I remember him.
Huh? The
I
actor?
remember him.
You do? Okay. All right. Well, we used to call the Norris division the Chuck Norris division because it was all the fighting. That's the way it was back in the day. We had Toronto, we had Chicago. It was nothing but brawls all the time. It was wonderful stuff. It was very entertaining. But so to get Chicago back is cool. To get Taves and Kane. Listen, Florida's a very good team. Tampa Bay's coming off the cup. Carolina is young and really, really good. Minnesota ended up going to the West, and we get Dallas, who goes to the Stanley Cup final. I mean, that couldn't be a worse break for us than anything, but because Minnesota's not as good as Dallas is. But hey, listen, it is what it is, and we're in the middle of a rebuild. That's the way it goes. So I think it'll be the better the competition. I think is really good for our young people. It does you no good to play against people who are lesser valued than you are in experience and talent and all that stuff. So, you know what? It'll be great experiences whether we win or not, to be able to play against these top line guys. Our young guys can learn from them and the experiences that they have in those specific games against teams that are up there now, winning Stanley Cups, competing for the cup every year. I hate to tell you what the craziness of what's going on. I mean, good God, we're going to play games 3 or 4 nights, 2 and 2 back to back, go on the road, play 2 games in the same city and save all that travel. It's going to be, a lot different. Talent usually comes to the forefront. Cream rises to the top. But it's going to be a different adjustment for a lot of young players for the way we're going to have to play this season out. So, hey, you never know. But having won only 17 games, you know the saying, we can only go up.
Yes, Mick. Well, thank you so much. I've been looking forward to this since I found out that we got an interview with you, Mick. Wore my Carhartt just for you, and you certainly put a smile
I
on
was
my
going to
face.
say, looking good with the Carhartts. I got mine on here, as you know. They're on every day. What can I tell you?
I know, right? This has been a perfect time to cycle through my Carhartts. I haven't been on camera. Don't have to dress up as much. So,
Well, come the 13th, you're going to need them because you'll be on television. We'll have you on TV, whether there's fans there or not. Makes no difference. So you'll be looking good by the 13th.
I'm ready to go tomorrow. So fingers crossed I'll be seeing you sometime soon at Little Caesars Arena. Again, socially distant with masks.
Happy holidays to all the Red Wing fans out there. Stay safe if you can, as best you can. And we'll look forward to seeing you on the 13th.
Love it. Happy holidays, Mick. Daniela, back to you.